Hey everyone, The Magic Adventurer here, and today we're going to be talking all about the history of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Let's jump into this. Let's start with Disneyland's Pirates of the Caribbean, being that it is one of the oldest and still most popular attractions. The ride is about a story of a marauding band of pirates that are ransacking a Caribbean town. They're doing everything from drinking rum to buying women to setting things on fire. You know, the typical pirates thing. This ride became such an iconic ride that it even inspired the series of films that we all now have come to know and love today. However, this ride has a little bit of a different story and history than you may think. This ride opened at Disneyland back on March 18th, 1967. But the original idea came about sometime in the late 1950s. Walt Disney was looking to expand Disneyland with a new section of the park called New Orleans Square that was based off the 19th century Louisiana. Disney and the Imagineers started to develop a walkthrough attraction to open alongside this new expansion. This walkthrough ended up becoming a pirate-themed walkthrough, since pirates were actually a pretty big part of the original, real New Orleans history. The original walkthrough was intended to be an underground wax museum located under the square itself with various wax figures depicting important moments in pirate mythology. The plans for this concept actually did get finalized, and the construction even started on this underground wax museum in 1961. When a large basin was actually dug out in the middle of the new land. However, Disney and the Imagineers ended up shifting their focus not too long after this onto the 1964 World's Fair, where they created several attractions for a few different companies and organizations. Disney's involvement with the fair pretty much halted all progress on the development of Disneyland until the World's Fair was over. Of course, this was not very ideal, but the World's Fair in 1964 actually led to a few new inventions from Walt and the Imagineers, including the new boat ride system from It's a Small World and the audio animatronics technology from the Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln show. When Walt returned to his unfinished project of this walkthrough wax museum, he decided he wanted to take a different approach to introduce these two great new technologies into the park. This is where the Pirates of the Caribbean ride we all know today came to be.
And then in here, we have a special attraction. We call it the Blue Bayou Lagoon. People are going to get on a boat here, and ride through the lagoon, and then as they get around here, we're going to take them down a waterfall and take them back into the past, into the days of the pirates, you know, where the whole Caribbean area was full of pirates and they were always sacking towns and things.
Some of the earliest elements of the final ride came from the original walkthrough attraction, such as the waterside town setting and the pirates themselves. But some of the other parts of the ride did take a bit longer to be established. Marc Davis, the same one who came up with most of the drawings of the scenes in the Haunted Mansion that we previously talked about, did the same here for the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. He's the main one to really set the tone for everybody working on this attraction to have a better idea of how this ride should turn out to be. In fact, some of the most iconic scenes in the finished ride came directly from his drawings. Over the course of several months, several different engineers, including Marc Davis, created several scenes that turned into drawings that were then brought to Walt Disney himself in order to approve or deny these scenes. Walt Disney was actually very heavily involved in this development of this ride. As they continued the development, the Imagineers started to realize they would not have nearly enough space to put this ride in the park. Not even if they were to put some of the actual ride under the town square like the original walkthrough attraction was going to be. So they decided to put the show building outside the park itself, just like the Haunted Mansion. By 1965, the Blue Bayou Lagoon attraction had just about wrapped up, with all the scenes laid out and all the models, including all the animatronics, were created. Shortly after that, they started construction on the ride itself, starting with the facade, then the show building, then finally the track itself. This ride did, however, take much longer than normal, as this was the very first animatronic dark ride that the Imagineers had actually made. They did also make a last-second change of the ride's name from the original Blue Bayou Lagoon to Pirates of the Caribbean. Now that the ride itself was finished and all the changes and tweaks were completed, it was ready to be opened.
Now there's new fun and excitement waiting for you at Disneyland. The opening of the Magic Kingdom's most exciting new attraction, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me.
Enjoy a rollicking adventure with the boldest crew of swashbucklers ever to terrify the Spanish Main. Bloodthirsty cutthroats attack a sleepy town.
Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me.
You're in the thick of the action as these three-dimensional pirates dunk the town's magistrate, auction its fair maidens, and set the whole village ablaze.
Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me.
Join the fun and excitement of Disneyland's newest and greatest attraction, an entirely new kind of family entertainment. Pirates of the Caribbean, an audio animatronic experience you'll never forget. See it now at Disneyland. Pirates of the Caribbean.
The ride brought in huge crowds, and these crowds only got bigger as time went on, as the word of how amazing this ride was spread. The audio animatronics was a brand new thing back in the day when this ride first opened, even if the technology was actually on display at the World's Fair just a few years earlier. But this is the first time most people even got to see this new technology in person. Whether that is what drove the huge crowds at open or not, this ride has continued its popularity to this day. There have been several changes and tweaks made throughout the years, from adding in references to the new movies or just completely changing whole scenes, but we're going to discuss this in an upcoming video that I am currently making, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. Either way, that wraps up today's video on the history of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride over in Disneyland. What did you think about this history? Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to keep up to date on all things Disney. I am the Magic Adventurer, and I'll see you next time.